Good evening. Today there'll be a lecture on the ghost of Banquo. Banquo, a character taken from Shakespeare. Now, this is quite often asked that the ghost, uh, it appears on the stage. It is a case of hallucination, or is it a case of reality? Does the ghost actually come on the stage? Or do ghosts exist? Something of that type. Now, there will be 6 points to prove that the ghost of Banquo is the case of hallucination. It does not actually exist. And simply just 1 point to prove it could be a case of reality. Now, let's talk of hallucination, those points. If you remember earlier in the play, Macbeth saw the dagger scene, and then end of the dagger scene, end of the dagger part, Macbeth himself only said uh, that no, there is no such thing as dagger. He himself confessed at last that dagger was not there. And later on in the banquet scene, even Lady Macbeth reminds Macbeth of that. She says, "This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan." So, this proves that the ghost was not there. Second point, the ghost seems to be created by Macbeth's imagination. Now, in the banquet scene, if you remember, one murderer comes and tells Macbeth that, my lord, Banquo was lying safe in a ditch. I gave 20 gashes, trenched gashes Banquo has on his head. Now, the murderer said this thing to Macbeth. And now, Macbeth, when he thought that he was when he thought that he was talking to the ghost, or rather, he was addressing the ghost, Macbeth later on says to his wife, now the ghosts, now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns. Macbeth, as if could see 20 stabs on Banquo's head, 20 gashes. Uh, Now, that the murderer had just told casually, the murderer must not have counted how many gashes exactly. But that 20 got stuck in Macbeth's mind. And Macbeth echoes what the murderer did say. So, this ghost seems to be created by Macbeth's imagination. Again, a point to prove the ghost actually is not there. Then, third point. Look, the ghost should have its own will, but it comes and goes on Macbeth's wish. And Macbeth says, "Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence, get off from here." The ghost goes away. And then, just to befool the others, Macbeth says, "Let's drink to our friend whom we miss." The ghost again is back. When it says, get off, the ghost goes away. The ghost comes and goes on Macbeth's wish. It does not have a wish of its own. It yet proves the ghost does not actually come on the stage. Then, at the end of the scene, Act 3, Scene 4, banquet scene, Macbeth himself only says to his wife, "My strange and self abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use." Finally admits that He did not see the ghost. He himself says, no, wife does not know that Macbeth is talking to he was addressing the ghost of Banquo. But Macbeth says this thing. Or maybe that I'm a beginner in the world of crime, so it needs some toughening experience. Himself confesses that the ghost was not there. So, ghost is not there. Fifth one. Now, in the drama Hamlet, there in the beginning of the play, the ghost of King Hamlet appears on the stage and comes on other occasions also later on. But it comes in the beginning only of the play. Beginning and then after in the starting part of the play. And then there the ghost of King Hamlet speaks to the son, Prince Hamlet. There the ghost speaks something. In the play Macbeth, the ghost of Banquo does not speak anything. In the drama Julius Caesar, the ghost of Caesar speaks something. You'll see me at Philippi. But here in Macbeth, the ghost of Banquo does not speak anything. Yet it makes us think that the ghost does not come actually. It's a product of Macbeth's imagination. And our sixth point, the ghost of Banquo is visible only to Macbeth. So, what should we conclude? We can safely say that Shakespeare planned like this, that the judicious in the audience will take the ghost of Banquo to be a case of hallucination, whereas the bulk of the audience, the bulk will take the ghost to be a reality. So you can say for the wiser class in the audience, the ghost does not exist. But to the bulk, if you talk of, the ghost is there. Now, on the stage directions in Shakespeare's time, the foreman, F-O-R-M-A-N, foreman is that person, one who guides, like a supervisor, one who guides the things going on stage, the production, the ongoings on the stage, one who guides that. He is called foreman. Now, in Shakespeare's time, the foreman made the ghost come on the stage. So, over here, one confusion comes that if the ghost of Banquo is to be a case of hallucination, then why did the foreman make the ghost of Banquo come on the stage? So you can say Shakespeare planned like this, that let the judicious take the ghost to be a case of hallucination and let the bulk of the audience take the ghost to be a case of reality. That's it. Thank you.